We are live from the second edition of the ET Infra Air Summit 2026. Joining me is Air Marshal Surat Singh. Hi, sir. Thank you for joining
Hello,
us.
good evening.
How are you?
Oh, fine. Thank you very much. And I must compliment ET for taking this initiative, which is very, very important for India to grow in the aviation sector. Aviation is one field which is likely to grow at about maybe 10-15% in every year in next 5 to 10 years. And developing, discussing the policies, the need, the requirement, and the sentiments of the industry is very, very essential for us to grow together as a nation. So I must compliment ET on that.
That's great to know. Thank you for saying that, sir. I would like to start off the conversation by asking you what strategic steps are necessary for India to strengthen its global position in aerospace and defense manufacturing?
Aerospace and defense manufacturing is one sector which will pave a way for a excellent growth of the Indian industry in times to come. The aviation sector and the aerospace per se and defense manufacturing also included in that primarily hinges on, in my opinion, three main factors. One is HR, second is infra, and third is getting the numbers right. With respect to HR, getting the skill development of our youth, we have about 15 lakh engineers who pass out every year from the colleges, getting them trained with the help of industry that what the industry needs and whether are they getting trained in that particular set of skills in the colleges is something which I feel we need to work on that. Secondly, also we need to target the tier 2, tier 3 cities, engineering colleges and the ITIs, because that ITIs will provide you the technological trained manpower at the lower level. For the mid level and higher level, we have the engineering colleges will come. So this skill development is one aspect which I feel we need to work on that. This can also come in handy that we can export the skilled manpower outside, thereby creating jobs not only here but outside and getting the dollars back in India. So that could be a one step which we need to take. When it comes to infrastructure, for the defense manufacturing and aerospace industry, airfields, of course, are coming up in due course of time. That is the growth which is happening in the civil aviation. In addition, from defense manufacturing point of view, there is a need because it's very heavy in terms of capital investment. This is where the government can come in handy. The government agencies need to support the industry by providing infrastructure. That means the existing airfields can be used by the industry, the existing hangars which are there at the airport, some portion can be given so the industry doesn't have to build a hangar and it saves the initial cost. Supporting MSMEs and small operators, the startups in this sector is also very, very essential. Hand holding by the users, by the government agencies, especially for MSMEs and startups, is very, very essential. The government has come out with fantastic initiatives in terms of IDEX, Aditi, and other projects through which the small scale operators or the MSMEs and startups can come in and they collaborate with the users, that is mainly the defense industry and also the civil aviation sector, and they can work together. But hand holding and supporting each other is very, very essential. And third, the most critical aspect which we need to work on that is providing the numbers, the orders, and reducing the timeline from the RFI to acquisition. So these are the areas in which we need to push, and probably, in my opinion, the environment in India is going to be very, very competitive at world level. And once the industry comes up, we should be able to provide much better and more economical solution to the rest of the world, and thereby giving export potential to our defense manufacturing. Specific to defense, in the field of air defense, in the field of radars, missiles, command and control systems, we are very, very well placed with respect to defense PSUs. And these are some of the areas in which I feel we can look for export options available, especially in the Middle East sector, Southeast Asia, African nations. We have a good potential to work on that. So these are also some of the areas which probably, in my opinion, if we push, we should be able to do much better.
That's great to know. Moving on, my next question to you is, what do you think will define the next phase of growth for the Indian aviation sector for the next decade or so?
So the aviation sector, if you look at, will combine both the military and civil. In the civil, it will grow naturally. The desire and aspirations of people and also the wherewithal has improved. And you find the middle class generally now looking for flying by air rather than traveling by road or by train. The airfield number of airfield which have come up has increased in last 5 to 10 years, and in next 10 years again it is going to further increase, thereby making it more convenient and more comfortable for people to travel across. In the aviation, civil aviation sector, airfield growth, the number of aircraft is increasing, and probably the number of passengers also going to multiply in times to come. So that sector is looked after fairly well. In military aviation, if the defense PSU, especially the HAL, pushes itself, there is a scope available for exporting the aircrafts, especially the helicopters, the smaller transport aircraft as and when it is able to develop. But one good heartening thing which is happening is the involvement of private sector in defense manufacturing, military aviation. The C295 being developed by Tata. The next RFI is out where the private players are getting invited for giving their options. So these are some good steps taken by the government at the moment, and even these will help us in the growth of military aviation. And I feel we do have a fair amount of export potential even in this particular field. So next 10 years are really good for the aviation in general and specific to defense aviation.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us, sir. Stay tuned to ET Infra social media handles as we bring latest updates and insights from the event.